A method you can begin using immediately to help neutralize anxiety, negative thoughts, emotions, and anger at things you can't control. Doing this over time really impacts and alters your negativity filters so that your brain can easily find the positivity within your day-to-day experiences. When our mental energy is freed up, we can focus on that which we actually want to create more of. The areas of our life that we want to transform instead of letting our anxieties and triggers make us miserable. Pearl Habits method is a simple yet extremely powerful tool that everyone has available to them. It's basically a 3-step process that uses your existing and predictable irritants, challenges, or triggers that you experience and use them to create something of actual benefit. The process is about quickly designing and implementing an if-then system to turn your common irritants, whether they're people, traffic, negative thoughts, into something that's an actual treasure in your life. And luckily, for you and I, this won't take years. It's something that you can use within the instant of the challenge to prompt the new positive behavior. For example, I use this method when someone cuts me off in traffic, if I find myself annoyed by my housemates, and especially when specific common worries and anxieties come up for me. To create any Pearl habit, you need 3 parts: an anchor moment or prompt, the new tiny behavior, and an instant celebration. The anchor moment is simple because it already exists as a specific irritant or behavior in your life that you'll use as the anchor for the second part of this method, the new tiny behavior. I'll use the example of the first official Pearl habit I created. My anchor moment was every time I would get annoyed by seeing that my housemates didn't put away their shoes when coming home. It's something that's so small in reality, but every single time I'd walk down past the entrance of the house, it would catch my eye and it would trigger a multitude of negative thoughts that would drain my energy and take up my mental real estate. Every time I was prompted by this anchor, I would immediately shift into a new tiny behavior, which in this case was to think about how grateful I am to live in this beautiful home, all the life that my housemates bring to the home, and how affordable it is compared to the astronomical rent prices when living alone in Toronto. The result of this for me was always a very quick shift in mindset to one of appreciation, one where I'm using real tangible facts to bring in a lifting feeling of gratitude. Then, of course, comes the final part: instant celebration. This is the attachment of a positive emotion to celebrate the achievement of the Pearl habit. Arguably the most important step, as the research shows that this speeds up the wiring of the new behavior in your brain. It can be as simple as saying, "Yes! Bingo!
Great job!
Awesome!"
Or "Victory!"
Fist pumping the air, doing a little dance. You get the idea. The whole process will literally take less than 60 seconds from the time of the anchor moment prompting the new behavior, followed by the celebration moment. But one thing to keep in mind though, is that this third step, just like the first and second, will be very personalized to you. You need to play around with a few of these instant celebrations that actually help you feel a positive emotion, something you can connect with. So if some of these suggestions that I made seem cheesy to you, then they won't work. You've got to find yours. And remember that unlike part 1 and 2, which will be different for every single Pearl habit you create, you can use the same instant celebration method for all your future Pearl habits. And in case you're asking, why attach a positive emotion to it? Well, this is where you're going to want to listen closely. You see, real, solid, long-term habits aren't created by forcing yourself to do something that you hate for weeks on end until you hit some magic number like 21, 30, or 60 days. Emotions are what create habits. Let me say that again. Emotions create habits. Now, this isn't just a concept coming fresh off of the woo-woo train. This is the real deal. Behavior scientist and psychologist at Stanford University, Dr. B.J. Fogg, who is the creator of Pearl Habits and the author of the best-selling book Tiny Habits, has been researching this for over 2 decades now, and his work on behavior and habit design has been curated by some of the biggest habit design authors, including James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. In fact, James Clear was one of the 40,000 people that Dr. Fogg has personally coached on this. And if that name doesn't mean anything to you, then how about Mike Krieger, the co-founder of Instagram? He was also one of Fogg's students and used the basis of Fogg's behavior and habit model to create an app that immediately helped people feel positive emotion when using it. You see, if you feel successful when you do something new, that feeling is a positive emotion. You're feeling good that you achieved doing the new thing that you're trying to do. And when you feel good about it, guess what's more likely to happen? You're probably going to do it again. Likewise, If you have a negative emotional experience when doing something new, then you probably won't be returning to it anytime soon. Are the gears turning in your head? Are you feeling that little spark of motivation in ways that you can actually start using this in your life? I want to share the Pearl Habits method summary so you can take a nice screenshot of it. Again, this method is comprised of 3 parts. The anchor moment or prompt. This is your irritant or trigger that you'll use to prompt the new behavior that helps you shift your mindset. Something you actually want to occur, which becomes your newly designed response. This is where you'll ask yourself, what behavior will turn the trigger that's causing anxiety or aggravation into something beneficial for your life? From there, you'll immediately celebrate the fact that you did the new behavior. The celebration that you use needs to help with lifting your mood and feeling good. You're basically cheerleading yourself with your choice of words or actions that you choose. But again, it must be something that you really connect with that brings positive feel-good emotions. Remember, what works for one person, like yelling out, "Hooray!" or giving yourself a pat on the back, could be too cheesy for another person. So find what you connect with.